All right, gonna do a playthrough of Small World, Days of Wonder game by Philippe Kiartz. If I say that right. This is a basically kind of a fantasy version of History of the World, much shorter and even more simple than History of the World. But it's got some interesting features in it. The main feature is about the game. Each player is going to play a series of fantasy empires, halflings, giants, whatever they may be. And the goal is to score the most victory points, of course. You get victory points for the regions you occupy. So the more regions a race occupies, you will score more victory points. You also can score victory points based on special abilities of the races and also the special powers that race might have, depending on what those are. So it's played over 9 turns. I'm going to play a 4-player game. It's kind of cool. This game has different boards based on the number of players. This board's for 4 players. So we'll start with this player. Each player starts with 5 victory coins. And the first thing the player does is they pick a race. Now, there's 6 races here out. If you pick the top race, it's free. But if you want to pick another race, you have to put a victory coin on each race you skip. So that's a big part of the decision making in the game. In this case, this is a good race. The halflings, they have a good ability here as well, a good special power. So these are the stout halflings. Halflings themselves get 2 of these hole in the ground markers, and these are the first 2 areas they conquer. Now, for pretty much all the other races, you have to come on the edge of the board. Halflings do not, however. They can start anywhere on the board they want. The first 2 spaces get these, and these spaces can't be conquered by another player. So it's a good race to have, and a good race in this case to start off with too. They have the stout ability. That's a great power as well. It means basically they don't have to skip a turn when they flip the halflings and decline. And I'll kind of go over the declining a race or sending a race into decline when we get there. All right, so what you do is you get a number of tokens equal to the racial number here, which is 6 for the halflings, and the special power, which is 4. So they get 10 tokens. So I've got 10 halfling tokens here. And they're going to start conquering Small World here. So with the halflings, first 2 spots, they have to put one of their hole in the grounds. Takes 2 tokens to conquer an empty region, regular region, so they put 2 there, and they've conquered that. There's some lost tribesmen down here in the swamp. Lost tribesmen mean it's going to cost you an extra token, which they will do, so they'll put 3 tokens here and kill this lost tribesman. They want this mountain. Mountain's good defense. Oh, I also got to put that hole in the ground here, so they cannot be conquered there. They want this mountain region. Mountain regions cost an extra token, so it costs 3 of them to take that. Oops. There's 2 sides to these, by the way, and I'll explain that if we get there. Okay, so they have 2 tokens left. They can either take this space for free, or they can try and take a mountain. Now, the mountains normally cost 3, but they can risk it. And your final conquest, you can risk a die roll. They're going to need at least 1 pipper on this dice. Now, there's some blank faces, so they may not take the region, and they don't. Okay, so they failed to take this mountain, and they can put these guys anywhere. In the case of the halflings, they'll just put them here. This is the only space that can be attacked. Okay, so now they're done, and they're going to redeploy their troops. Okay, again, they don't need extra troops in these spaces because nobody can take them, so they'll pile them up there. Nobody's going to take that mountain. And then they're going to score victory points. So you get victory points based on the number of territories you control. In this case, 3. So not a real good start for them, but I think they're in pretty good shape anyway. So I'm going to grab 3 of these victory points. These are face down, by the way. You don't want your opponent to know what they are. Okay, so we're going to move over to our next race. or our next player. We'll go down, I guess, here. I don't know if the game says clockwise or counterclockwise. Probably it says clockwise, but whatever. Okay, so they've got a choice. Okay, first of all, a race has been chosen. So all these other ones slide on up. And we reveal another race down here. So this is like my big pile of, it's the last one, and they'll slowly go up as they go. So the player can take the Merchant Giants for free, or they can pay money to move on down and take another race. I've actually already made the decision here. They're going to pass on the Giants. So they put player 2 puts a victory token there, and they want these mounted barbarians. They think they can score more points with them than with the Merchant Giants. Barbarians, they're going to get 9 and 5, 14 tokens. That's a lot. It also costs them 1 less token to conquer hills or farmland. So that means they can spread out real quick. However, they have a negative ratio ability in that they cannot redeploy at the end of the turn. All right, let's see what they do. I've got 14 for them. And they're going to have to come on a board edge. In this case, they're going to come on down here. Now, again, being mounted is their special ability. It only costs them 1 token to take that. Here, there's a Lost Tribesman. Normally, that would be 3, but again, their special ability will kick in. They will take that for 2 and kill that Lost Tribesman. There's another farmland here. It only costs them 1. Here there's a Lost Tribesman. It'll cost them 2. Normally 3, but again their special ability kicks in. And now they're out of their sweet territory to take. And they've got some choices. Down here will cost them 3. And they'll go ahead and take that. Killing the Lost Tribesman. Farmland, only 1. Hills, only 1. So as you can see, they're really effective taking stuff. So they're going to go ahead and take the swamp. Now cost them 2. They have 1 token left. They're going to make their roll here on that swamp as well. And they need a 1 or better. And they get it. So they're able to take that last swamp. So they're very happy. Now they can't redeploy because they're barbarians. But they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 victory points. Wow. Yeah, 3, 5, 6, 7, yep, 9. So good choice, I think, for them. And maybe the first player saying, maybe I should have spent a couple of bucks to get them, because 9 points is quite a start. Okay, I'm going to go around and do a couple of turns through the other players and probably come back for the second round.